Hi guys, it's Santina back with another art video, the sixth one that we've done so far. That's crazy to think how fast time is just flying by. We're in our last project for May, but don't you worry because the crafts will not stop here. I've got a couple more up my sleeve, and keep an eye out for one of Corey's Place staff. They're going to be dropping it off at your house very, very soon. We're still going to be respectful with social distancing, but if you happen to see one of us, feel free to say hello, but just know that we can't stop and hang out with you guys, unfortunately, as much as we would like to. But for today's craft, we are going to be making the snail. So some supplies that you'll need is a paper plate, your little snail head, googly eyes, of course. I'm going to be using the crayons and the markers and a glue stick. So to start this off, I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to glue the googly eyes on first. Because whenever you do a project, it's always best to glue what you can on first. So since I'm not going to be doing much with the snail's head, I'm just gonna go ahead and start with that. Somehow I didn't get any glue on that one. I hope you all had a really good Memorial Day weekend. We had some beautiful weather. I know I talked with some of you and you got to have some really good cookout food, spend some time with family. That's really great, especially during times like these. All right, there we go. And now I'm just going to take my black marker and I'm going to give my snail a little smile because we have been having really good weather lately. And he is very happy about that. And since he's probably been out in the sun, I'm gonna give him some freckles too. And you guys feel free if you want to color in the rest of your snail, if you want him to have a whole rainbow head, by all means. You know, I always say, make this your own. Because the great thing about art is you really get to express yourself and express your individuality and who you are and what you like. So really just take these crafts. We give you the supplies, but you are what make the art beautiful. Now I am going to take my crayons and I'm going to just start coloring. I didn't really have a design planned out in my head, so I'm just going to do what feels right. I hope you've all been enjoying the beautiful weather we've been having. I know I sure have. I took advantage of the nice weather on Tuesday and I started planting some flowers outside, just brightening up my patio area. And one thing I made sure was I took a lot of breaks because it was very, very hot outside. And if you're ever outside and you're helping mom and dad in the yard, make sure that you drink lots of water or Gatorade, because Gatorade's very, very good. It has electrolytes. But you always want to make sure that when you're out in the sun that you stay nice and hydrated. You want to make sure that you take lots of breaks. I know I did. I had my water with me. And it was just nice to sit and observe the little critters in my backyard. And I've said this before, I have lots of birds in my backyard. I have squirrels, little bunnies hopping around. And I also have 2 woodchucks. And last year we had our garden and the woodchucks must have thought that we were growing food for them because they came in under the gate and they took a bite of every cucumber that we had. So I had to come up with a way that would keep the little groundhog out. One cool thing about working with crayons is you can blend them together to create different colors. So even though if you're using the 4-pack that was in your box, even though there's 4 colors in there, you can mix them together and make different colors. So never think that you're limited with your supplies, right? Because the colors red, yellow, and blue, they're called primary colors. And basically, what primary colors are is they are the colors that you can't mix any 2 colors to create. They're the first and only ones of their color range. That's what these 3 are. But you can mix them together to create all the different colors of the rainbow and then some. So I don't know if you can see here, but when I started blending the red into the blue, kind of got a little darker, almost like a dark purple. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the yellow next to the blue, and really shaking up my desk here. But when you mix yellow and blue, it makes green. So even if you put down a color that you're not really crazy about, you're not feeling, try mixing another color on top of it and just see what happens. And I know I've said this in another video, you can always, if you're not sure what kind of design you want to make, you can always start and kind of play around with different colors on a blank piece of paper and just see what happens when you mix certain colors together. I think green's one of my favorite colors. So I'm making sure to add a lot of that throughout my little snail shell. I hope you guys have been enjoying making these crafts. I know I've definitely enjoyed making the videos and receiving all of your beautiful artwork. I love seeing it on the Corey's Place Facebook page. I think you all are doing a wonderful job. And I hope that they kind of give you something to do, make you not as bored. Because I know that's one of the more difficult parts of this quarantine is people feeling that they're bored and just having difficulty finding things to do. Starting to be really colorful. I was feeling very colorful today, which is why I chose to wear a my Corey's Place tie-dye shirt. And I think that's reflecting in my art today. Making sure to get as many colors as possible.